Okay, so we should be running up and live on Facebook. I would like to thank the people that are joining us and watching us. Thank you for your time. We'll try and keep it short, max 30 minutes. I know it's late in the evening. And thank you very much to our guests, to Leslie, Veronica, and Fredeline for giving us their time. We were just having a chat before the stream went on. Everyone is super busy, so I appreciate the moment that you can give to us. And Zander as well is joining us today. Zander heads up our mentorship program, for those of you who do not know, but a couple of people on the call do know him very well. Okay. And I am, of course, Jody, as the little name says. I'm the founder of eTEFL Online. And I wanted to have a little live session today just to introduce the people that are thinking about getting started to some teachers that have gone through our programs and have found success in their careers online, so that you can, have a look inside, look behind the curtain to see what it's really like and whether this is the career for you and if there's work and all those kind of questions that are buzzing around the internet at the moment. We'll address them head on. So first off, just to keep everybody in order, I'm going to just go in a certain order. We're going to start chatting with Leslie, because Leslie signed up with eTEFL Online in 2018. So you've been teaching online for 5 years now. Is that correct?
Seriously, for about 3.5 years.
3.5 years.
2018, I started looking at online teaching, and then I was doing it very part-time. But by mid-2019, I just decided that I'm going to do it full-time. I had been in the classroom for 30 odd years, and I was tired of the system. I was tired of being told exactly what to do, not being able to be creative. I was just sick of the system.
So that's your background. You
So,
come from a background of teaching.
yes, many years in the classroom.
All right. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this, maybe live and recorded, that are also teachers. I speak to a lot of teachers currently, also been teaching 20, 30 years, and they're like, I've had enough. I need to mix it up. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We'll just jump over to Veronica now as well, just to get some introductions. Hi, Veronica. She signed up with us. I think you went through the OVC as well, right?
Yes, I went through OVC 2020.
Okay.
Yes,
Right.
I've been in the classroom as well for many years. I enjoy teaching, and I've been teaching English all along, at high school, at a bridging school, business school, local university. I'm currently still involved at the local university, and they're back to face-to-face classes, which makes it a little more difficult with regards to my time being online and in the classroom. I've started out 2020 inquiring, started the course, enrolled with Preply 2021. It was a slow start on Preply, and it has gradually picked up.
That's something that we've noticed as well with Zander. One of the freelance platforms that we work on a lot in the mentorship program is Preply, and it's always a slow start. People need to understand that as well. A lot of people get frustrated and give up, but if you stay the course, you will. I mean, both of you, everybody's nodding their heads. We've all been there. Yes, that's true. It's the case for everybody. So don't be too worried about that. Fredeline, our newest member of the eTEFL online teacher community. Fredeline you came through to the mentorship program November 2021, correct?
Yes. Sorry about this.
Busy.
I come from the corporate world. I spent 40 years in the corporate world. After matric, I went into the corporate world, started off as a debtors clerk, later become head of debtors, later become creditors, head of creditors, into HR study. What is the course? But was in HR for a lot of years, and then into logistics, and later on I become head of a big corporate company. And from there, the company closed in 20, somewhere in the 20s. It closed, and I started with student accommodation. And I did that for the past 5 years. I was managing student houses, students that come from all spheres of life that came into the Western Cape and study at our local universities. And
right.
I was the senior manager, managing them, doing their lease agreements, house rules, and all that for the past 6 years. And at 2020, I decided that is it. I didn't know anything about the COVID that's coming. I
All
didn't
right.
know nothing about COVID. And I just decided the end of January, that is it for me in the corporate world. I'm going to dig into this TEFL that I wanted to do like 7 years ago. Jody sent me an email in 2015, and I kept Jody's details, and I kept on receiving emails from Jody, and I kept these details. I'm going to phone Jody. One day I'm going to phone Jody. And so
And then one day you phone Jody.
2020, the day came, and I went into it, and I started my TEFL course, and I did the level 5 course. It was a hectic course.
Yeah.
I sat day and night, and then COVID strike. I didn't know nothing about COVID. All I know, I'm busy with my level 5.
Yeah.
And the people, I didn't know the impact COVID had on the communities, that COVID had on people, because my TV was off, radios was off. I was focusing on my level 5 TEFL course.
Yeah.
And the level 5 TEFL course was a 2-year course, and I did that in 1 year.
All right.
And when I was
Smashing.
done, I was sitting day and night with it until 3, 4 in the mornings, whole day. I was on it. And so when I was done, I said to myself, okay, now I know a bit about teaching, but I don't know. I can see on the Facebook pages what they require. They require much more than what I can give.
Yeah.
And so I was researching, and I kept on Jody's number, and then I phoned, and Jody said, okay, we are doing a mentorship course.
Yeah.
And so I did, before the mentorship course, I do the ELS course.
The IELTS, yes.
Yes, I do the ELS course. And as soon as I was busy with the ELS course, I was already sending out my CV. Don't know if it's a proper way the TEFL world is experiencing my CV. Don't know if my recording was the proper way. And then while I was busy with Zander teacher taught me the mentorship course, how to do the CV, how to do the video recording and all that. And I was still busy with Zander. And then my first job phoned me.
All right.
There was stuff that was counting against me. Firstly, I'm Afrikaans. I've got the Afrikaans accent. And the thing that's on the TEFL pages is, the Afrikaans accent people is not taking us because of our Afrikaans accent. And then I'm from the Western Cape, and I've got the Cape slang also. So that is also counting against me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to get work. But, sometimes what you bring to the table is much more than your shortcomings. And when I was still busy with my mentorship course, and a company phoned me from China, and they said to me, you know what? We saw your CV. We saw your German accent.
All right.
Okay. And we like what we heard, your strong accent. And we really would like you to be our teacher trainer.
Oh, wow.
I said to them, but I don't have teaching experience. They said to me, no, your experience in your work tells us you are a trainer. So I said to them, I'll give it a try. So they started sending me videos. They said to me, I must do the observations and then I must do my recommendations after that. And they started small. We have meetings. And after 2-3 videos they sent me, I did my observations and recommendations. They said to me, we like you to train our teachers. We have 15 teachers from the Philippines. We want you to train them.
There you go.
And now the training
is that where you still are?
Yes, I'm still doing it. I receive my 6 to 10 videos a week. I do my observations, write my recommendations, and train the teachers one by one. That is one part.
Yeah, that's something that's popped up as well. It's interesting. It happened to another one of our teachers that went through the mentorship program. Also hooked up with a company and went straight into teacher training as well. And that's what a lot of people that are watching this don't realize, is that your previous experience counts a lot, and how we can translate that on your resume to show that it is, a transferable skill to teaching English online or training teachers online as well. Fredeline, I'm going to jump around just a little bit more here, but thank you very much for that history lesson. That was great. Leslie, you also started part-time, you said, and then went into full-time. What does a typical day look like for you now?
It varies very much from day to day. I do find that the mornings are quieter than the afternoons and evenings, because people tend to want lessons in the evenings. Quite a few mornings I'm relatively quiet, and then from 3 p.m. onwards. So I can work until 10 p.m. at night. Quite often I do, but then I have the mornings off. So it's very flexible. But Saturdays, I work Saturdays, but I'm very strict about taking Sundays off.
Yeah. No, you got to have that
otherwise
self-care.
it's too much. Yeah.
Exactly. You got to set some limits. And
Yes,
your students are from Europe. Why are all your classes here?
Mostly Europe. A lot from Poland, quite a lot of Germany, Israel. I've got quite a lot of Israelis. Quite a few Russians living across Europe.
All right.
So very spread. At one stage, I had a couple of Brazilians, but not so many at the moment.
Right.
But very, very. I've even got a couple in Australia that have, like from China, gone to Australia. So spread across the world.
And all the
Very
time zones
interesting.
as well. Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, all the time zones. Yes, yes.
And Veronica,
A few
what is
in
yours?
China, of course. Sorry.
And of course, the ones in China. Let's not forget the
Yes,
Chinese ones.
yes.
All right. And Veronica, what does your schedule look like in a day when it comes to online teaching? You said you work part-time.
Mornings I'm involved at the university, and then I normally start from 12 until 10 in the evening. And I have students in Europe, Poland, Italy, Spain as well. And then I have one student in Russia who is relocating to Serbia. And I had students in Australia, husband and wife, but they dropped out because I had to drop with mornings, teaching in the morning. And I work Saturdays from 10 in the morning, and I don't work Sundays either.
Yeah.
So
All right.
quite busy.
Okay, I did say you work part-time, but that doesn't sound part-time at all.
I have 3 students in Israel as well.
All right. There's another market that people can look into. All right, good to know. I wanted to ask you guys, now that you're knee deep in it, you've been working in this industry a long time now. What can you tell us about the advantages and the disadvantages of? Let's start with the advantages first. Leslie, what are you?
What I love most is speaking to people across the world. I've learned so much about the different cultures. I haven't traveled very much in my life. So speaking to people from different countries, they're quite happy to tell me about their cultures and what they do over holidays. And it's so interesting speaking to so many people daily. I mean, if I have 10 lessons in a day, it's 10 different people, normally from different countries, and you're chatting to them all the time. And some I've actually become quite friendly with.
Yeah.
And we chat more like friends sometimes than student and tutor.
Yeah.
So it's so different. There's such a variety from day to day. It's very nice.
That's another misconception a lot of people have about teaching online is the role of the teacher. And when it's true, whether you're working at online schools and you have the little kids, you have that relationship, the teacher-student relationship, obviously, with the kids. But when you're freelancing with the adults, a lot of that is based on friendship and mutual respect and trust. And
sometimes they just want to talk. They just want to share what's happening. And for the full hour, they just talk and share their heart. And so we have become friends.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Veronica, do you agree with that? Have you got some other benefits that
yes, no, totally. And you are basically in control of your day. You make yourself available. And if you're not available, then you have something else to do. Then you indicate that you are busy. And that's a major advantage.
Yeah, having that flexibility of your own schedule. That's what attracts a lot of people to this, is having that flexibility. A lot of people have other jobs, have families, and they have to put that around their schedule. And teaching online is a great way to do that. Fredeline, what are your...
For me, it's at logistics. I start at 6 o'clock in the mornings.
Oh wow!
So that and the traveling to work, and especially now during winter, the rain, when you have to in the dark, you have to travel to work and come late at home. All that is something of the past.
All right. Yeah.
Something of the past.
I hear that Cape Town is having some lovely weather at the moment. So.
It's cold.
The Cape of Storms.
The Cape of Storms, indeed. So you're very good. You're very happy with what you're doing right now. But I mean, it's not all the land of milk and honey. What are some of the negatives about this? What would you say, Leslie?
It's not as easy as some people might think. They might think you just jump into online teaching and it's really easy. As much as it's nice, it's also difficult. I mean, both Veronica and I have said we work till 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So you've got to be prepared to work. It's not an 8 to 5 job. It can be long Saturdays. I think that's the biggest difficulty. And also the income can be a little bit flexible.
Yeah.
Especially during this period when everybody's on summer break in Europe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've got to be careful.
Everybody with European students.
Yeah. I was going to mention that.
Yeah, Veronica. So you got the same. Have you got anything? Have you got a different drawback to teaching online, Veronica, or is that?
No, it's the same as well. I've noticed a decline now, and students have told me they're taking a break now, but it's to my advantage now because I'm busy with assessments at university, so it's working out very well. I have this extra time now to get that done.
All right. So there is a silver lining to that as well. That's all right. Okay. So to those people who are watching this thinking about getting started, now's the perfect time to do all your studying, because when the students come back, you get your TEFL course done now. And by the time you're finished, everybody's back and you can go straight into it. Fredeline, what are your drawbacks? What do you find?
Yeah, the Vietnam school I'm busy with, all my students is on leave, on holidays, all of them. But I've got this nice relationship with the admin people. They keep on giving me classes like every day. Here's new classes, here's new stuff. But now it's not in my, I like to do it. One day I work full day, and then the next day I'm off. And then every second day I like to work. But now they are giving it to me any day. They will just tell me, we've got classes for you. Are you taking it? And I'm like, okay, right, let's take it.
Yes. So in these little dips, you have to take what you can get, basically.
That's right. Especially now, yes.
Yeah, that flexibility, bites both ways, so it goes both ways. And then finally, I just wanted to get your advice for somebody watching this thinking, that sounds good. Like, I want to get started. What would be your advice to someone who's just getting started? Leslie?
Join support groups, definitely. Get support as much as you can. Learn, go on courses, because even if you're a teacher, it is quite different. So get support. There are lots of Facebook groups. There's WhatsApp groups. There are courses that you can go on, like the eTEFL support groups. Get as much support as you can to help you through. And then, as I said just now, try and prepare for the lean months for June, July, August. Save during the year, do something so that it's not such a dip. And there was one other one. Oh, the long hours, obviously. Be prepared to put in long hours.
I think that's some great advice about the hours. A lot of people, I see all these ads on Facebook. Take our TEFL course and teach online like it's nothing. And I tell people all the time, it takes time, it takes work. So be prepared for that. So Leslie, you can hear it straight from a teacher that's been doing this for 3.5 years. This is the truth. Veronica,
I wouldn't go back to the classroom though, even with those things.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm in the same boat. Veronica, what is your advice for
persevere, don't give up. Persevere and keep at it. And as Leslie said, join support groups, and there's that quick response from your team. If I have a question, I don't know anything about this particular field. Like when I was approached for IELTS, I wasn't familiar with IELTS. It was new to me. And there was the support, there was the course afterwards, and there's constant support, and I'm grateful for that, because that has sort of aided me on this journey.
That support? I mean, that's something we've been doing since we launched late 2016. We really got going 2017, and Leslie joined in 2018. Since the beginning, we've been saying support, and that's what eTEFL is about. Afterwards and during, the support, because you need that community that's going to help you. Like, I mean, you're working at home alone, you're working long hours, and it can be kind of lonely. So having that backup there is always a good thing, and there's always something new to learn.
Definitely.
Yeah. So Fredeline, what is your advice for the newbies?
What I would advise them is, you mustn't take this as the job is going to come to you. Nothing is going to come to you. Nobody is going to hand you on a platter, there is a job for you. You need to stick it out. You need to send CVs away daily, every day. You mustn't skip a beat. You mustn't skip a beat. Join Facebook groups. Join. I am in Alaska. I am in Canada. I am in, you name it. I'm in India. I'm everywhere. You need to be on top of it. And you need to send and adjust and modify your CV along the way. Adjust and modify your intro video. Adjust and modify all along the road. You need to be on top of what are the requests they want now. What do they say on the Facebook pages? What is the gripe they are griping about? What is the must-have that you must have on these pages? And adjust your CV accordingly. Approach the thing accordingly, and you will see. There will be people that will answer you back. I have a lot of companies that asked me to come full-time to teach with them full-time. And that wasn't an option that I had to go full-time. I want to do it online.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. That's the key then. All right. Perseverance. I mean, that is basically the key to any success in life is perseverance. Doesn't matter what field you're in. And this is no different. I think maybe people get the idea like back in 2016, maybe 2017, that golden age of online teaching, where if you could speak English, you had a job at the Chinese school. You didn't need a TEFL, you didn't need a degree, none of that stuff. But those days are gone. All right. Those days are over. And now this is a serious career. And if you really stick with it, and that's what we talk about, Zander, as well, in the mentorship program, Fredeline knows about it. That perseverance keeps sending out. I mean, how many rejections do you get? More rejections than you get acceptance.
Yes.
By far.
Definitely.
That is normal. Do not get dissuaded by that. So if you go through eTEFL online, you got the TEFL course, you can get that certification, you can get that education. Then you got the mentorship program that Fredeline went through and it's underruns. So we show you how to write that CV and show you how to get those interviews and those private students. And then afterwards, what everyone else is talking about, the support group that's there for you as well. So the whole package is included. Zander, I wondered if you had anything to add at this last moment. You were sitting there so quietly.
It's beautiful hearing all of these stories. I think my working with upcoming teachers daily is just hearing all of the stories is really encouraging to me as well, because I think the one thing that I'm noticing, like I've started to notice a pattern in the people that I work with, it's the uncertainty before buying your TEFL course. It's the excitement when starting the TEFL course, then the nervousness of finding a job, then the excitement starting out the mentorship program. And then normally after the mentorship program, there's this window where people are very angry at me. This isn't working. I'm getting rejected. I'm not finding jobs. You guys lied to me. And then like a month or 2 or 3 down the line, Zander, thank you so much for what you have done for us and all the help. And I remember, Fredeline, if I can use your story as an example, there was like a 2-month period where Fredeline just disappeared. Like I didn't hear anything from her. We didn't speak. And then I contacted her, and the story was, she contacted me. I received a WhatsApp saying, Zander, this is what my schedule is looking like at this point. Thank you so much for the mentorship program. And I'm noticing that trend. And I want to agree with what all of you said in terms of perseverance. It's not complicated, but it requires patience. I think that's probably the truest thing that any person can take away from this. If you sign up for this, make sure you're motivated. And that session 1 in mentorship program is, why are you doing this? What is your motivation? And yes, I think all of you hit the nail on the head. It's perseverance, and all of us sitting on this call, we're seeing the fruits of perseverance in every area. And it's really, really encouraging to hear all of your stories. So, ladies, thank you very much for sharing your experience with us.
Yes, thank you very much to everyone. We've run out of time. I was planning on having a little live Q&A, but this will be on the Facebook page. If you want to ask any questions, there's a comment section below, and I will jump on there and answer any questions. I can refer them if you've got specific questions. I can contact these ladies over here. I have their email addresses. If you want a specific answer, I will ask them for you. Otherwise, if you're watching this on recording in YouTube, because this will be up on YouTube as well later on, you can ask in the comment section below, or if I'm sending to you this via email, you can just reply to the email and all your questions will be answered. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for your time. We really, really appreciate it. And it was lovely talking to you and hearing your stories. And to those of you watching live, thank you very much for your time as well. Okay. Everybody, enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.